G'day everyone, Ace here. It is so good to be back and Merry Christmas to you all. I've got some exciting things in store for you with this video, and it is a camera battle, and I've never done a camera battle before. Well, it's really a photo battle, and not just a photo battle, but a battle for imagination and a photo battle, like I just said. And it's not just with me, I've got a special guest. Yes, you heard me right, and I'll introduce him fairly soon. In fact, you probably already had a sneak peek about the intro clip coming through. So let's work back to front. The special guest I've got, not coming on this video, but appearing in this video, really just at the start, my good friend Duke Saratoga, who runs the channel Shutter Slaps. And if you haven't seen that channel, it is probably the greatest and best gear channel known to mankind. That's how I connected with him through, you could call it a gear review channel. You go and watch it and you judge for yourself, and I think you'll be amazed at the insights he has in the camera world. But we're not here to talk about his channel, we're here to talk about this challenge. So a few weeks ago, Saratoga gave me a call, ring-a-ding-a-dingy, Ace, I'm coming up to Queensland, you gotta meet me there. And that's exactly what we did. So we planned and schemed and came up with an amazing plan to take some photographs as we did. I'm not gonna talk about what he did. He may do that on a video, he may not, I'm not too sure. He certainly didn't record any video, and I didn't record too much video of the particular adventure, but I did take a whole lot of photos. So what cameras did I use? Yes, it was a camera challenge, and I used two cameras. Two very, very, very different cameras with very, very different mindsets, with the same kind of focus in mind. So, are you excited? Are you ready? These are the cameras. So the first camera that I took was this, and you all know I love this camera, and I know that you love this camera as well. It is the Rollei 35S. Listen to this. You could just listen to this all day. Isn't that just precision engineering? So there was this, and that was loaded with Kodak 250 Vision 3, the 250D film. You know what I'm talking about, the cine film that no one ever wants to use. So that was loaded with this, and I will show you the shots as we're going through. So there was that, and I wanted to get some classic street photos. I'll tell you about the challenge fairly shortly, but I want to introduce these cameras. So the Rollei 35S, hopefully that is in focus for you. The next camera, and I know you're thinking it, and this is very, very different to this. Very, very different. The next camera is the Olympus XA2 with this new flash unit on there. Look at that. I love this as well. As you know, if you've been following me, it took a long time for me to bond with this camera. Oh, a long time, but now I've absolutely fallen in love with this. There'll be a video coming out soon, my last one for the Frugal Film 2023 project, where this bad boy focuses, and it's probably the zenith, the peak of photos that I've taken with this in that video coming up. So absolutely stay tuned. It'll probably come out early in the new year. So Frugal Film 23, check this one out, coming up in a few weeks. So we gave ourselves, Saratoga and I, 3 challenges. We wanted to emulate 3 of our, not favorite photographers, but 3 photographers that we both follow and admire, and want to really shout out. So, and this is in no particular order. And when you're having a look at the photos, I want you to tell us what you think. So the first photographer that we wanted to emulate, and he's everywhere at the moment with street photography, is New York's own Trevor Wisecup. If you've watched any amount of videos, YouTube, on street photography, you'll come across this guy who is crazy. He is legitimately, certifiably crazy. He gets up in people's grills with his M6 and this stonking big flash and just gets in people's faces, and really seems to get in a lot of trouble, and occasionally takes a good photo. So keep an eye out. So some high flash photos in people's grills, keep an eye out to see if I got any photos like Wisecups, which I know I did, but I want you to be able to tell me which ones, timestamp them below. So that's the first photographer. The second photographer is a local one to Southeast Queensland here. She's definitely made a name for herself, got a very, very unique style, loves really high flashy stuff, really interesting and different compositions, and really likes experimenting. Got a very, very successful YouTube channel, and had some really stellar shout outs by the likes of Jason from, you know, the channel Grainy Days, who I'm not shouting out at the moment. So Lucy Lumen is the person that, the second person that I've tried to emulate. So when we're going through these photos, if you see any Lucy Lumen type bangers, I want you to let me know. Fill out your bingo card and tell me if you think that is a Lucy Lumen banger. So there's a few there, not quite up to her standard, but when you see them, you'll know. When you know, you know. And then the final photographer that we challenged ourselves to capture was Mark Forbes, Melbourne's Mark Forbes, who is just a stunning photographer. And if you like photography, you will love his work. He just is brilliant. He is a notch above everyone. He's light years ahead. So I tried to emulate him. I failed bitterly, but Mark, if you ever watch this, you are fantastic, and we tried to emulate that. So back to these two different cameras. I shot this one. I didn't shot that one. I shot the Rollei during the day. I shot it when there was plenty of light. We went up to Noosa. Noosa's a lovely beach at the north side of the Sunshine Coast. Mostly doing street photography, I used this. This handled brilliantly. I love it. Every time I use this camera, I use it. I love it more and more. The mission, apart from the camera challenge, was to take photos of strangers. And everyone in Noosa was absolutely fantastic. I've never come across a town where there was just so many people happy to stop and have a chat and have a smile and have a photo. It was Saratoga and myself just kept on, like, we couldn't believe how lucky we were. We absolutely struck it lucky on that lovely, it was a Sunday afternoon in Noosa. We didn't really go very far. We went up and down Hastings Street and the beach, and then went to just the bottom of the, you don't know what I'm talking about, and you don't know what I'm pointing at, but the bottom of the National Park. We didn't go for a walk because we're old fat men, and it just wasn't going to suit our style going for a walk through there. But we went there and even, met some fantastic people there who were also really, really happy to take photos and also take one of us. The cover of this, the thumbnail, was taken by a fellow photographer there. So hat tip to you, Tina. So photography battle, street photography battle. Got two cameras. We've got the Rollei 35S and we've got the Olympus XA2. Both range-ish. This is zone-ish finder. This is range finder. Both manual. Both have a light meter in it. This one is auto, like it picks your shutter speed. This one is all manual. Which one do I prefer? That's a very, very hard question. I love this because of the flash. The flash is an absolute game changer for me, especially in that lower light. I love the flash photos I got with this. It's very light, is so pocketable. This is an absolute stonkingly amazing street camera. This though, the Rollei 35S, is just engineered perfectly. I love it. It is like a Mercedes-Benz of cameras. The thing I like about Rollei and the thing I like about Olympus is they're not typical camera companies. They are always, Rollei isn't obviously that popular anymore, but back in the day, they just make different cameras. And Olympus, I'm just surprised. They keep on making good cameras after all these years, and they're so understated and they're so usable. They're made for photographers. Both of these cameras are. Every photo has soul in it and has life in it and character. None of them are, these aren't workhorse cameras. They're not a camera R series. They're not I don't know anything about Nikons. They're not industrial workhorses. They're not super sharp. They're character cameras, and you have fun with these cameras. You want to shoot these cameras. I absolutely wanted to shoot these cameras. They were fantastic. If I had to put money on this particular trip, I'd probably go with the Olympus, just because of the flash and just because the low light photos I got were just that little bit better with the flash. This was still so much fun to use. I loved it. I'm getting so much better at using the zone focus and using the distance focus, the rangefinder focus, getting used to not getting the parallax error. The range in the rangefinder patch is a little bit hazy in this one. This one's much clearer here. Getting so much used to using it, getting so much used to judging distances. It's been a real practice. It's been a real discipline, and it's been a pleasure. It's been really exciting. In terms of taking photos of strangers, it's kind of very, very easy now. And I was just recently went on holidays. I met some amazing people. I'm going to do a video about that probably 3rd or 4th week of January. It was so much fun. I used the Fujifilm X-T1 predominantly with a 35, and it just blew my mind how fantastic it was. So street photography challenge using these 2 cameras, trying to emulate 3 very different photographers. I want you to be the judge. Tell me which photos. The first lot of photos would have been on this Rollei. The second lot of photos, I'll put a tag at the bottom of the photos which one it was. I want you to tell me which one. I might even label it so it's easy for you to tell me in the comments, because that's what I want. I want comments and likes and all that kind of stuff. It tells me you guys are watching. Massive thank you to Duke Saratoga. It was such a fantastic, fun afternoon. Like it was a riot. One thing I've learned about photography, and 99.9% of all my photography is done solo. But when you have a kindred connection, a brother to another mother, it is absolute gold. It is so much fun, and we just laughed and pushed ourselves way more than we would have individually to capture different photos. So it was a great time, and I cannot wait for our next adventure. It'll be down in Melbourne, Victoria next time. Thanks for joining me this year, crew. It has been a blast. Thank you for everyone that's been part of this journey. Thank you to Ivy from Emotional Towel for developing my photos. Thank you for everyone that's encouraged me along the way. It's been a lot, and a real lot, and it's been a fun journey, and I cannot wait to join you all in 2024. As always, crew, and signing off for the last time this year, love God, love others, and take time to listen.